The Backrooms, created on May 12, 2019 by a dude named 4chan that posted a photo of a strange empty office-like room with yellow walls. And he had a message to say too. If you're not careful and you no clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you'll end up in the backrooms. Why would you even think of this demonic thoughts? You created hell. So when he says no clip through reality, it's like imagine playing a game and you go through the wall. Now you're in the back room. And somebody decided to make a movie about it, which is kind of crazy. What if this is real? Because we all know about the flea market Montgomery. Where is he at? But just like Obsession, we was all hyped for this movie. And we all seen it right when it came out. Besides me. I just watched it the other day on my Patreon, which y'all should go join. But let's begin. First we start with a brave soul already in the back rooms. It's like those cave divers that risk their life for nothing. Or those divers that want to touch the bottom of the ocean. Bro, just be normal. And it turns out this is found footage from 1990. Damn. The Detroit Pistons won the championship that year. Mike Tyson got knocked out by James Douglas that year. And the man radios for help, but nobody hears him. That's some fake friends. But while this is happening, he's hearing strange noises all over the back rooms. And finally this man understands that something is following him. Yes, a demon. And we see the glimpse of his demon, and he's kind of tall. It's like a demon form of Wembayama. And bro starts booking it, running like DeAndre Ayton down the court until he walks in his room and the door doesn't open. So he does the smartest idea and goes right back out and gets destroyed. Then when the film ends, we see all the scientists just watching. But after that, we in the present day, and we meet this dude named Clark about to go inside to work. And this dude has the craziest hairline I've seen in a minute. He got that Derek White hairline when he still had hair. If Derek White went bald, it's time for you to go bald too, Mordo. And it turns out Clark is struggling. His furniture business is about to get destroyed, and he has past due papers everywhere. But we cut to Clark sitting in his therapist's office, and her name is Dr. Mary Klein. And Mary has Clark retell an argument he had with his ex-wife because he's going through it. He's going through everything. His business not working, they're about to be divorced. Good God. You can't have nothing in Detroit. And with their role playing, you can obviously see that he's getting angry. He's about to start swinging on Mary. He's saying he's stuck running a furniture store instead of living the life he always wanted. The Kai's in that life, streaming university. It's like all those fulcrum TikToks he be making. And he feels like everything went wrong because of her. He making her sound like a demon, like Thanos. But he finally calms down and realizes, I'm tripping. It's like Bruce Banner about to turn into the Hulk, but he gotta chill out. But Clark is back at the store and he gotta promote. Clark's trying to make this place the next IKEA. And I think he heard me at the start of this video. He gotta do the flea market Montgomery method. So he's dressed as a pirate dancing around saying, hey, come to my furniture store. Yeah, we all turning that off. And bro just making himself look like a fool with his co-workers laughing at him and everything. And we see Clark just chilling inside his office doing absolutely nothing. And the mechanic man comes in and saying, hey, the lights is tweaking, but the light's not tweaking. If you know what I mean. Clark doesn't know what it means. He doesn't know what it means. I don't know what it means. You probably don't know what it means. So Clark and the man goes down to the basement and they look at the breaker panel and they discover 3 red breaker switches. And when they flip them, it doesn't do nothing. It doesn't control the lights. It doesn't do anything upstairs. Absolutely nothing. Which immediately tells both of them that something is very wrong. But they do nothing about it, which I like. If the problem doesn't come to you, you don't go to the problem. Facts. So Clark decides he's going to stay overnight in the furniture store, laying in a random bed, and just feel bad for the person who's going to buy that bed. But while at work, sitting with the coworker, we see Clark drawing. And during that therapy session, Clark never wanted to spend his life selling furniture. He wanted to be an architect. And while Clark is sitting on the bed again watching TV, the channel switches to a random room, the back rooms. But he don't know what that is. And it turns off. So Clark thinks the TV is tripping. He starts hitting it until he sees the light flicker from the basement. And out of curiosity, he goes down there. And he goes to the breakers and flicks the ones that wasn't working. Up and down, and then he leaves. But right when he's about to leave, he looks to his left and sees a little crack through the wall of the back rooms. And he feels the wall and he falls right through the wall. Just how the Spider-Man video game I was talking about. And this dude Clark is flabbergasted. He is confused. Look at this dude's face. And he has to make sure this is real life. So he goes back into the store and goes right back into the back rooms. So he knows he's not tripping no more. Look at Unc. This dude is terrified. And when he goes back in, he sees a whole bunch of furniture just sitting in the middle. And me personally, I'm using this as an unlimited resource method. But Clark starts discovering the back rooms. First off, you already messed up. Why are you in here alone? Especially at night. You know what type of demons come out at night? And bro hits the corner and he sees another room with a stop sign. That was your warning. He didn't listen. You think this dude is really gonna listen? Look at his face. This dude looks really confident, but scared at the same time. I don't know. But he looks to his right and it's a door. Any other smart person would have turned around by now. But no, he goes inside the door. And he goes down the hallway and he sees a cardboard cutout. Me personally, I thought it was gonna start running at me. But it's speaking to him, but in another language. And then he goes inside the room and it's a camera. So obviously, he's being watched. And in that room, he sees a little hatchet in the wall. And it's a backpack. Inside the backpack, Clark finds survival items like a flashlight, some batteries, some water, a map with notes and markings, and other stuff. So it looks like this is somebody else's stuff, and they probably didn't make it. And he crawls into the hole and sees a whole bunch of shoes inside the ground and a chair. Nothing helpful at all. And this dude hears a thump on the other side of the wall where he was at, and looks through the hole and he sees the cardboard cutout get thrown across the room. Honestly, I thought this was Momo, but he starts scrambling, he starts running, and he finds another hole. This dude is just going into any hole he finds, and he runs back to the wall trying to go through, and he can't. So now he's going to be stuck there forever for his whole entire life. Nah, I'm just kidding. He just has to go to the left a little bit. But you know, it's Clark. He's not done. So he goes back in and goes to the middle and gets him a stool and takes it back with him for the love of the game. I love it. And we see one of the scientists watching Clark through the camera, and this dude is looking at the screen like he'd never seen a black man before. But the next day, Clark goes to the therapist and shows her a drawn picture of the Backrooms, and this dude is convinced what he's seen is real, and it is, and he's trying to explain to her, and she does not care, and bro leaves, also leaving the picture with Mary. So Clark goes to his plan B and goes to his two co-workers while they're I don't know, and he says, yo bro, y'all want some bonus money overtime? I got y'all. Just do this one thing for me, please. Just bring your camera and we good. So they both fold immediately, and Clark is getting supplies to go back to the back rooms with him, and the boy's name is Bobby and the girl is named Kat, and Clark is gonna have Bobby record the whole thing so he can send it to the therapist. So all three of them are in the basement, and Clark is saying, all right, the plan is we're gonna walk through the wall and go into the back rooms. Look at Kat's face. If I was Kat, I would have already been gone, running as fast as I can. But this dude, Bobby, he's down. He's like, you know what? Might as well. That is a W cameraman. Then Clark goes through the wall, and Bobby and Kat starts tripping. This dude, Bobby, can't even get the angles right. He's lost. I take it back. That's bad cameramans. But then he puts his arm through the wall. And it's true. Kat, she already backing up. She doesn't want nothing involved. Kat, you are truly one of the realest characters in this movie. Then Bobby comes through, and this dude is in straight disbelief. He thought this was fake. Then Kat comes through. Your tier has been lowered. You are not a real character no more. A real character would have been gone. Then Bobby starts getting the good angles of everything in the back rooms, and Clark is geeked. He's getting all the proof he needs. And the big three, that might be glazing, let me just call him Clark and the co-workers, they find a hole, and Bobby volunteers to strap a rope around him and go down the hole with the camera and get all the good angles they need. And Kat, being the realest character, saying, bro, you don't have to do this, let's just go back home. Bobby, chill. Bobby doesn't care. He wants to do it for the love of the game. And he goes down there. It's just a bunch of clothes. It's like that one Henry Danger episode. And honestly, in the clothes, I thought this was a human and he was about to jump at the camera. But it's just a cardboard dude. And Bobby sees a flickering light at the corner. And he tells Clark and Kat, hey, let me get closer. And he sees a whole demon. A Wimbenyama demon. And bro starts panicking. He's yelling, hey, pull me up. Pull me up. And this dude gets up and dude starts panicking, bro. He is mad. All he wants to do was have fun. And he didn't want to get pulled. Speaking of getting pulled, the demon starts pulling dude. And besides Clark immediately go helping him, he has to get the angles right. That's what I like. Good cameramans. And the demon pulls Bobby all the way down. But while pulling him down, he pulls what was connected to the rope and pulls both of them down too. So now everybody's cooked. But don't worry. Guess what went down too? The camera. And the first thing we see down there is straight blood. Rest in peace, Bobby. That dude got destroyed. And Kat does not care about Clark no more. She tries to go chase after Bobby. I had so much respect for Kat. She was being smart up until this moment. Why are you chasing after the demon? You know he's dead. You see all that blood? He's not alive. And the mission isn't over for Clark. He gets the camera and starts vlogging. And on the right side, it's a little hole, and Clark goes right in there, which is kind of smart. Do not follow the demon. And Clark starts getting some crazy footage, getting little baby toys and everything. But then he goes inside a room, and it's just a Christmas tree. And then on the other side, it's just some little baby midget sitting there. Yeah, it's cool at the moment, until he moves. And then in the corner, a demon starts running at Clark, moving like the nurse from Silent Hill. And then this dude Clark starts zooming, like actual speed. Bro ran so fast, he discovered a new area. Bro in like a bathroom or something. I don't really know all the Backrooms lore for real. I know there's different levels, but I don't know what they're called. I was never really tapped into the Backrooms. I thought it was kind of weird. Until he hears Kat through the wall, but Kat can see him. And then this little moment is kind of silly. You're just yelling at the wall, bro. Come on, dude. Until the demon picks up the camera and starts vlogging for Clark. Until he turns around, he gets destroyed. But now we're back with Mary, and she gets a voicemail from Clark. And he basically says, I'm in the back rooms. Nah, I'm not coming back. And Mary, she's kind of worried. Hey, something might be wrong. I need to come to the rescue. So Mary drives to Clark's furniture store. But before that, we get a scene of the scientist eating popcorn with his family. You know, a good movie night or a movie day. But before the movie turns on, Clark's commercial turns on. And the scientist is like, hold on. I seen this dude on the camera in the back rooms. So the pieces start coming together. If he was in the back rooms that same day right there, I know where it is. But Mary goes down to the basement and the lights are going crazy. It's like Stranger Things when the Demogorgon was going to come out. And she sees two things: a board of the same thing that he drew on the paper and gave her, and the outline of the wall, knowing that she has to just do one thing: go through the wall. And she goes through and she's seeing everything that Clark's seen, you know, all the weird furniture and everything, until she goes to this corner, which is always a bad idea, and she sees this drawing on the wall. And whoever drew this, never draw again, please. Until she hears something right behind her, but then nothing comes out until Clark comes out. Yeah, we all thought Clark was dead. He got destroyed by the monster, right? False. Clark survived that beating and spent a long time inside the back rooms, losing his mind. And then the lights start flickering and Clark says, hey, prepare for danger, prepare for danger. Until Clark puts Mary in the coquina clutch, like Samoa Joe did to Finn Balor. But then Mary wakes up in a normal dining room, but it's in the back room still, don't worry. And Clark is sitting across from her, acting surprisingly calm, like this is a date or something. And around the table, he has his bodyguard, the demon that was running at Clark earlier. And he has another bodyguard, the dude that turned on the light that was sitting down. Yeah, the little midget. And some random big dude. And Clark thinks this is normal. And obviously, this dude Clark is now a demon. And he starts getting the place ready, you know, ready for dinner. And Mary is confused, cannot blame her at all. What is actually happening? And that's when Mary asks Clark. And Clark explains that the Backrooms remembers people, but every time it recreates them, the copies become less accurate. That's exactly why the people look kind of weird. And to prove that they aren't humans, that they're just, you know, fake, Clark stabs the big dude, revealing it's food in him. And Clark opens up the refrigerator and all you see is Cat's head in there, making it clear Cat got destroyed. But we all knew that. But after that, this dude Clark, he's kind of weird. He wants to continue the therapy session and the role play they had. Yes, earlier in the movie. But Mary, she shuts that all down. She starts fighting back. She has audacity to tell Clark in his face, Barbara didn't leave because of one argument. You also blame everyone else for your problems.
Is it talking about me? I think so, man.
She said doofus, I did. Not gonna lie, she was using fighting words. That's a whole fade, Clark. You gotta get up. And Clark admits he wants to stay in the back rooms.
Forever.
But Clark, he started getting mad. But before he could do anything else, the demon is on his way. When Benyama is on his way. But before dude even gets screen time, Barbara, she starts booking it. I would too. Shout out to her. Then the demon comes on the screen. First, the actor is actually taller than Wembenyama. Look at him. But the demon's name is Captain Clark. Get it? And while Mary is trying to get out the chair, this dude Captain Clark sees Clark as a Hershey bar and takes a bite out of him. And Mary does the right thing. She gets out that chair somehow and gets to running. And she's in a neighborhood in the back rooms. And Captain Clark is hawking her down. And she's getting chased around the whole entire back rooms until she ends up in the furniture store. But the back rooms version. It's like the upside down from Stranger Things, but back rooms. But she knows she's cooked, so she gotta fight back now. And the first area she goes for is very smart. She goes for the legs, so he can't walk no more. But then a bunch of smoke stars coming out. And all she sees is smoke cameras and a demon trying to get you. She sees a crack in the wall and she tries to go through it while getting destroyed by smoke. By the way, she kills the 7'7" demon. This might have been one of the worst villains of all time. But after she gets through the crack, a bunch of people in hazmat suits just spray her down with the smoke. But long story short, this is a group called Async, a secret organization that's been researching the back rooms. And she receives medical attention and is questioned about what happened to Clark and what she experienced. And then now Mary is the back rooms. And then the movie ends. But yeah, make sure you like and subscribe and make sure you join the Patreon. Now get on my face before I knock you out.